Hello and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be talking about vinyl records and the geometry behind vinyl records. First, what are vinyl records? Vinyl records are rotating discs that are used for storing music. They have spiraled grooves engraved through the discs. These analog music storage devices feature inscribed modulated spiral grooves and are typically 12 inches, 10 inches, or 7 inches in diameter as said by whatisvinyl.com. What is in vinyl records? An analog audio recording pressed in vinyl. The 45 RPM record holds one song per side, while 33 1/3 RPM, otherwise known as long play records, hold an entire album, as said by PCMagazine.com. An long play, or otherwise known as LP record, can hold 10 to 12 tracks, which can range from 30 to 60 minutes on one side. Vinyl records are usually double-sided, so a normal record can hold 80 minutes of songs, if both sides hold around 40 minutes of songs. This is an example of long play records. What are vinyl records made of? Vinyl records are made of, vinyl. Vinyl is a synthetic plastic called polyvinyl chloride. It's made from ethylene, otherwise known as crude oil, and chlorine, and other oils similar to crude oils. Crude oils are a mixture of hydrocarbons in water form that can sometimes be found at the bottom of bodies of waters like reservoir. They quote-unquote stay liquid at atmospheric pressure after passing through surface separating facilities, as said by United States Environmental Protection Agency. Here's a photo of vinyl. Now let's watch a video. Alright, that was a video from BBC Earth Lab, which is also made on YouTube. There is also a transcription here. So there's no punctuation in this paragraph because it is a transcription, and I turned it into a paragraph so it would be easier to read. Here is the first part. Here's the second part. Alright, now let's talk about the history of vinyl records. When did vinyl records come to be? The launching or creation of vinyl records were made around a century ago, which was launched by a company called RCA Victor, who created many tech-savvy electronics, vinyl being one of their biggest hits. The first vinyl discs were made for playback at 33 1/3 RPM and pressed onto 12-inch diameter flexible plastic discs, as said by the vinylrevivers.com. Vinyl records didn't automatically become a hit as they were released during the Great Depression, a time when food was scarce. There was a sudden change in the tide for the political side of things and more. RCA Victor suddenly met a competitor by the name of Columbia Records, who seemed to have introduced vinyl records in a more appealing way to consumers. Columbia Records then spread the knowledge of vinyl records, introducing LP, otherwise known as long play records, in which around 30 to even 60 minutes of songs, podcasts, etc. could be played on just one sheet of plastic. The introduction of LP, otherwise known as long play records, made the war between the two even tighter, where RCA introduced EP, otherwise known as extended play records, which could hold even more music, podcasts, etc., as 7-inch per 45 RPM revolves per minute. The vinylrevivers.com states that the period where both these formats fought for dominance from 1948 to 1950 was known as the War of the Speeds. In addition, the Vinyl Revivers even stated that the 12-inch to 33 1/3 RPM long play became the predominant format for albums, and the 7-inch record became the format of choice for singles. Extended plays offered a similar playtime to the 78 RPM discs, and long plays provided up to 30 minutes of playtime per side. This shows the great dominance that RCA had on Columbia Records with the great invention of extended play records, showcasing the dominance of RCA, the true creators of the original vinyl record. This is an extended play record. You can really tell how small extended play records were and still are. This size comparison shows the portability of these tiny little records that later helped to create CDs, which are known for their portability. You can see in this specific photo that this is one of the long play records that was made by RCA Victor, who built off of the idea from Columbia Records to create this specific record, which was then changed into an extended play record. Now let's get into the overall geometry of vinyl records. The 7-inch vinyl, also known as a single or 45, is the smallest record which is used for commercial releases. The 10-inch vinyl record offers a larger playing surface compared to the 7-inch record. The 12-inch vinyl is the largest available record size and can hold 2 times more songs than the 7-inch vinyl. The size of all these records are calculated based off the diameters of the vinyl records. Vinylbox.co states that a vinyl record is a disc made of polyvinyl chloride (PVC) plastic with a spiral groove that runs from the outer edge to the center of the disc. The groove is used to record sound by physically etching a wavy pattern into the vinyl that can be read by a turntable as the record spins. This quote shows that the tiny grooves that are etched into records is what makes music come out. The etches have to be made in a certain way fitting to the record size and the song that is being played. That is why when you put your fingers on a record or CD, the buildup from your fingers that get in the grooves mess up the songs, causing static or even no noise in the parts that you touch. These grooves are related to geometry because the point at which the needle of the record play and the specific shape of the grooves meet create a sound due to the friction between the two. This specific example is a mix of geometry because they intersect at a point. This example also includes science because record players and records include friction when the two intersect. Here is a close-up of the outer layer of vinyl records. Here is an explanation from Under.com, otherwise known as Andrew Davidson. He says, I quote-unquote measured a typical 12-inch vinyl record's grooves from the center of the record. The start groove on the outside of the record measured 5.75 inches from the center. The end groove measured at around 2.25 inches from center. Calculating for circumference, then rotation speed, I came up with the final inches per second the needle covers at the beginning and the end of the record, assuming a steady 33 revolutions per minute, RPM, or 45 RPM. As vinyl records are also circles, the overall area, diameter, and radius have to be measured to make sure that one could fit a whole song in one section. Even if one engraving is off or if a part of a song isn't etched into the vinyl, then that part of the vinyl record would get ruined. Here is some of his work on the real world. Although vinyl records may seem like just a sheet of plastic, its creation changed the music industry drastically. Humans are attracted to music like a magnet, just like any other animals. Music changed people because it can inflict emotion. Also, the creation of vinyl records affected people back then, as they were able to listen to longer songs, helping the music industry prosper. This image is a photo of an old piano made in the 1970s to 1980s compared to a keyboard at the bottom, which was made recently. Vinyl records changed so many people's lives as they made music more widespread. The creation of vinyl records allowed an even more musical and technological advancement. In fact, people made more music and more people were able to listen to it. Now people can listen to music on any device, and that is because of the new frontier in history that vinyl records made, allowing new technology to prosper. Here's an image of the different things that people use to listen to music. Here are vinyl records, or CDs. That is all, and I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. If you wouldn't mind, please subscribe or like to this video, and I also might be starting to add more crochet videos, so let me know if you'd like that.